Mitzvahs Birkas Hachama. Shulchan Aruch Siman Resh Chov Tes Siv Beis. Horoy Chamo betekufoso behu mechov ches lechov ches shono. If you see the sun in its tekufa cycle, which is at the beginning of the 28th year, vehatekufo betchilas leil dalet. The equinox is at the beginning of Wednesday night. Keshereo oiso beyom dalet. When he sees the sun on Wednesday morning, baboiker oimer Baruch oisei bereshis. He makes the bracha of Baruch oisei bereshis. Agemor in brachos daf nontes mamar von Abaye. Baboiker the Mishnah says lekatchilo mitzvoso miyat dehakdim made efsher, to make the bracha as soon as possible. And that is the shitas Maharil, to make the bracha by hanotzas hachamo. Zrizin magdimin the mitzvahs. There are other who argue with this shita, and they say Berov Am hadras melech, and that is the shitas haradvaz. The nafkimina is by a bris milo. Somebody has a choice to make the bris miut om baboiker or Berov Am achar hatzohorayim. If you see ilonois that get a bracha ashlochis ilomo dover, birchas ilomos has kedima to birchas hachamo. Todir beno todir koidem. If it's cloudy and you don't see the chamo, but you see the day, you have enough on the rays of the sun, can you make a bracha or you can't? The big machloikis achroinim, the ponim meiris is matir, and the Chasam Sofer is machmir. From the mashmos of the Gemara, you have to see the guf hachamo, aroi chamo. Even if you see it through the clouds, it's enough. The shaila is, what should a person do if he sees there is a cloudy day? Some pasken to make the bracha without shem or malchus. Ubeemes, the shittas arrived is to make the bracha always without shem or malchus. Many pasken that there isn't such a bracha on the Tkufas Hachama, and that is the Shitas Yerushalmi. The bracha was meant only if the sun is covered with clouds for 3 days, or some are going for 30 days. Then you make a bracha, Baruch Oise Maise Bereshis, that you are able to see the sun. And that is the Shitas Rab Sadia Gon, Rabbeinu Hananel, the Oruch, the Hagos Maimonis, Oilas Tomit, the Shiur Knesset Agedoyla says, Lechol HaPochos should be a Sofik Brochos Lehokel. The Sharet Shuva brings down that's a minnik from Artzos Yishmoel not to make this bracha. Rabbeinu Bechaya says that the bracha is supposed to be only once a year in Chodesh Tammuz, in Tekufas Tammuz. There isn't such a thing, according to this 11 shitas, to make a bracha on the 28th cycle. And the shitas Arif is, when the Bavli argues with the Yerushalmi, we pass like the Bavli. But when the Medrash and the Yerushalmi argue with the Bavli, then we paskin like the Yerushalmi. And over here, the Yerushalmi and the Midrash paskin that there isn't such a thing as the cycle of the sun. So we have a Sofik Brochos Lehokel. Why don't we say over here that it's a Sofik Brochos and he should not make a Brocho? So the Chasam Sofer wants to taine, since we have a minik to make a Brocho, we don't say Sofik Brochos Lehokel. And that is the klal from the Trumas Adation Simen Lamedalit. By minik you don't say Sofik Brochos Lehokel. If there is a minnik to make a bracha, we are mekel to make the bracha, and we are not choishesh for the shitas hamachmirim. The Maharal Miprag was noihek not to make the Birkas Hachama with Shem Malchus. He held there isn't such a thing as a minhag on Birkas Hachama. In the Choiro, to make a minnik, you have to do the mitzvah 3 times, which means if somebody is bar mitzvah and he make the Birkas Hachama when he turned bar mitzvah, 28 years later, when he turns 41, he makes again Birkas Hachama. He still doesn't have a mini kavua. 28 years later, when he turns 69 and he makes the 3rd time the brocho, that is a shaile from minhag. So when he turns 97, he'll have a chiyuv brocho midin minik. And perhaps some say that you need 4 times to be kovei a minik, and that means when he turns 125 years old. So the shittas Maharal Miprag is that you don't have to make a brocho, and you should not make a brocho v'shem malchus. And that is the minik from Artzos Yishmoel on the Yam. Aroe es hayom mevorech Baruch ato Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam oisei maise bereshis. That's the eitzah from the Achronim. If the day is cloudy and you don't want to be soimech on the ponim meiris that you are allowed to make a bracha, If you could go to the Yam and you haven't seen the Yam for 30 days, you can be yotzim midei sofik by making the brocha Baruch Oiseh Ma'aseh Bereishis by the Yam. But according to what we just said, this brocha should be said all the time by the Yam. Now we have a machlokes if the brocha should be done by the Birkas Hachama in the morning, b'yechidus, or after davening Berov Am Hadras Melech, machlokes Maharal and the Radvaz. Also machlokes if the brocha is Baruch Oiseh Bereishis or the Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu Melech Olam Oiseh Ma'aseh Bereishis. The shittas arrived is that the brocha is Baruch Oiseh Bereishis, and that's the Lashon HaMechaber and the Lashon HaGemora. Sometimes that the Mechaber is only Pleitas HaKolmos, but that's Tzorechiyun because the Mechaber in the Siman before brings the whole entire brocha Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu Melech Olam Oiseh Ma'aseh Bereishis. So if that's the case, the best thing to do is everybody together daven Baruch She'omar Beshove, and they should look at the light of the day, and they should say together Baruch Oiseh Bereishis, Baruch Merachem Al Ha'oretz, Bechule Bechule. With that, you will yoyt the shittas Haravet and the shittas HaMaharil. And after davening, everybody should go together to the Yom, if it's possible. And over there, they should make the bracha on the Yom. Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu Melech Olam Oiseh Ma'aseh Bereishis. Mimo nafshach yoytze lechol hadayos. We find similarly by the suffix Shehecheyanu on the second day Rosh Hashanah, since we don't know if Rosh Hashanah is Yom Arichta or has a din of Yom Tev Sheni Shel Golius. If it's Yom Arichta, you don't make a Shehecheyanu. If it's suffix Yom Tev Sheni Shel Golius, you do make a bracha Shehecheyanu. So the meaning is to make a bracha Shehecheyanu with a pre-Chodosh or a Beged Chodosh. The same thing is by Tkiyas Shoifer. So we see that we have a suffix. We try to avoid the Sveikes Brocha, even though there is a minik kavua. In America, there is no such thing as a minik kavua. By the Sfardim, in the Orei Yishmoel, the minik was not to make the Brocha. Birkas Hachama. If you happen to see the Chama, it's a mitzvah to make a brocha. But there's no chiyuv bekum vaseh and make a Birkas Hachama. So in case of sofik brochos, if you could avoid this problem by making the brocha over the yom, we don't say so quickly as minik kavua doiche sofik brochos. Ubefrat, according to many, this is not even a sofik brochos. It's a machlokes in metzias lechoiro. Another chelik of this suffix is there is a great machlokes between Rabbi Eliezer and Rabbi Yehoshua, whether ben Nisan nivrahu olam or the betishrei nivrahu olam. Rabbi Yehoshua says ben Nisan nivrahu olam. Rabbi Eliezer says betishrei nivrahu olam. So the Tliyas HaMe'oros in Yom Revi'i, according to Rabbi Eliezer, was on Tishrei time. Actually was Chof Ches Elul. And the Tliyas HaMe'oros, according to Rabbi Yehoshua, was on Chof Ches Adar. And Odom Arishon was created on Rosh Chodesh Nisan or Rosh Chodesh Tishrei. There's a big machlokes in Masechta Rosh Hashanah Daf Yud Aleph. So the Masas bin Yomim as a kasher, we paskin by the Tkufos that betishrei nivrahu olam. So why by Birkas Hachama we paskin ben Nisan nivrahu olam? And he answers le'inyan cheshbon hashonim we paskin like Rabbi Eliezer betishrei nivrahu olam. Ule'inyan Tkufos we paskin like Rabbi Yehoshua that ben Nisan nivrahu olam, and the beginning of the Tkufa is Tkufas Nisan. There's a machlokes between Mar Shmuel and Rab Ado, the size of the year. According to Mar Shmuel, the cycle comes out 28 years. According to Rav Ado, the cycle comes out 19 years. The Rambam paskins like Rab Ado. We have a stira between Rab Ado and Mar Shmuel. Over here we paskin like Mar Shmuel by Birkas Hachama, and by the Kufos we paskin like Rab Ado. The Masas Binyamin says we are allowed to make a stira just like we have a stira between Rabbi Yoshua and Rabbi Eliezer. The Chasam Sofer in Tshuva Nun Vov does not like the stira of Masas Binyamin, and he says that the Berov Ein Lohem Shachar, and the only heter to make this brocha is because Kavar Nohogu. And Nafkemina would be by Noshim. Noshim don't have the minik. He says they should not make a brocha. Another Nafkemina the post can bring down is by Asume. Rab Sheshes made a brocha on the Re'iyas Melech, even though he was blind. But he felt that the Melech was there, he made the brocha. Asher Cholak Meiros Lebosar Vedam. That is by Birchas Melech and Birchas Alevonu we pass that Asume is allowed to make the brocha. By Birchas Birkas Hachama, it becomes a sycle. Maybe the halacha is like the Yerushalmi, there is no Birkas Hachama. There isn't such a thing as a 28-year cycle. And maybe the halacha is that assume is pote from Birkas Ariyah. Also, machloikes if the halacha is like Rabbi Eliezer beTishrei Nivru Olam, or the halacha is like Rabbi Yehoshua beNisan Nivru Olam. So we have a suffix. We have multiple sveikas. Another problem is, the Maharal Miprag says you should not make the bracha after 3 hours, after Zman Kriyishma, because the Nekudas Hachama moves away. Now the Hachama was nitla in Sho'o Revi'is, like Rashi makes the Cheshbon. Shetzem Chanchel. 6 o'clock was Ascholos Kliyas HaMeoides. In the 4th hour, by 9 o'clock, the Hachama was nitla. That's by night. So you make the bracha about 10 hours later. So what is the Maharal Miprag saying? That 3 hours in the day is already too late. Some say you can make the bracha till Chatzos. Some say you can make the bracha the whole day. So we have a lot of sveikas. And be'emes, the sun was nitlo on Chov Ches Adar, or the Chov Ches Elul. The year is 365 days and a quarter. So it will take 28 years to move entire 7 days of the week. The Chorah the bracha should be done every single year on Chov Ches Elul. Like similarly, Rabbeinu Bechai says we do the bracha every year on Tekufas Tammuz. So actually we have so many sveikas over here, and to say that minik kavua doiches sofik broches, this itself needs a birur.